I did it, and I've kept it off. I lost an inch around my waist, and I wrote about it on my website, www.coreessentials.biz, and under the articles section, scroll down to almost the bottom. And it's on the blog as well. I think it was October blog in the archives. But had a lot of interesting insights by actually, writing everything down. And I've never done that before myself. So it was good to be in the trenches. And I talk a lot about it in detail. So I recommend downloading that and reading it. So that's my take on my strategies. Another thing is, and you may have seen this in the literature, they're called, when making a goal, it should be SMART. And the SMART is obviously an acronym. The S, and we went over this a little bit, but I'll go over it again. The S means specific. You want the goal to be specific. We'll say, Nancy, let's see if we can lose 5% body fat within the next 3 months. Okay. Measurable, we've took a body fat. I measured her body fat. No, measured it again, 3 months. The A represents action. It must take action. And some people will say accountability as well. And the R it has to be realistic. These programs that promise this massive weight loss in a short amount of time, it's more than likely you're going to gain the weight back. And timeline. Should have a timeline, 3 months, like we said. In my experience, if you can look at transformation in 12-week steps, it's much more doable than being overwhelmed by, I just want to go on a diet and lose weight, or I want to go on an exercise program and lose weight. It's too overwhelming to think too far in the future. After the first 12 weeks, hopefully you'll see the result. That's going to give you the fuel for motivation and motivation. And that'll build the motivation big time. Putting the 12 weeks in perspective, I had gone online and went on YouTube, and I heard about this program before. It's called turbulencetraining.com. It's excellent, but it has like 21 lectures all spliced into 10-minute videos, and one of them caught my eye. It said, one of the things he said on there was, if you take the average lifespan, which is about 75 years, 12 weeks is only 0.3% of your entire life. I think this puts 12 weeks in perspective. 12 weeks is not a long time. I think that's why a lot of these programs on television, like P90X, for instance, with Tony Horton, well, the other one is Insanity, 60 Day. There's a timeline, and people can tend to be more successful when they break it down in steps. I thought that was pretty cool. So what's the best diet for losing belly fat? I thought it was a big hoax when I saw this book, the flat belly diet. I seen some other books like the South Beach diet says lose fat around the belly, and I thought it was another one of these fads things. But after looking through some of the research, I think there's some truth to it, and I'm going to go into it a little bit. But before we go into it, let's answer some misconceptions. Number one, there's no magic bullet. Okay, everyone's looking for a magic bullet. There's not one. Okay, the magic bullet really is your readiness to change. That's the magic bullet. If we want to reach out for something, there is no magic diet plan that works for everyone, and there's no magic food that will shed fat off your body. Keep in mind, and this is a given, the dietary plan I propose, although based on science, may not be the only way to shed excess weight. We know that. There's many ways to skin this cat. But if I have to bring out a case in point, a good friend of mine who's also on my website, he's a registered dietitian, his name is Michael Leidig. He co-authored this research paper I'm going to talk about. It was at Children's Hospital. I forget what journal it was in. But they showed that apple-shaped people that tend to have all the fat around the midsection, People who store fat in the abdomen lose more weight on low-carb diets, or essentially a low-glycemic diet, which I'll talk about later. Apples secrete more insulin, I'll talk about that, which makes them store more fat in the gut. Those who store fat in their legs and hips and butt, we call pear-shaped individuals, secrete less insulin during digestion and will lose weight on any